Hi, I am Chandra. I'm founder of HandsOnLab.net. It is a platform where you can learn and practice hands-on lab on various tools and technologies like Database Lab, Coding Lab, Artificial Intelligence Lab, and Cloud Lab like AWS and Azure Cloud. In this demo, I will show you how as a lab owner or instructor, you can create a Terraform lab, configure it with a code, project, and lab manual and invite students to join with you on the Terraform infrastructure lab. So basically all students will get a different separate login environment where they can go and log in, and in the browser based environment they will already have pre-configured code, boilerplate code, and a lab manual. Students can use their own local machine and IDE as well to write the code, and then we also provide dedicated AWS account which students can use to configure their CLI, and then whatever infrastructure that they build on their Terraform will be directly created in their own dedicated AWS environment, and they can practice the whole Terraform workflow like build, update, apply, and destroy the infrastructure in a safe and controlled environment. This also gives another freedom to instructor that they can go inside account of any students, they can read the code, see the code, and help the student. They can also go within the AWS account and see what a student has created and if they need any help. So to see how this works, let's go to the platform where you can see there are already some code and command given. For example, this is a demo for AWS based database migration lab using database migration tool. So you can see there is already some code written that students can use directly. If students want, can create another lab, for example AWS S3 lab. Here, for example, if you see Terraform is already configured. Now to work on this, students also need AWS account. So you can see students will get a credential. They can click on login. The moment they log in, they will be presented a lab environment to give the ID. So let's give an ID and go to the lab account. So you can see this is the lab that a student has been assigned. They can click on open console and this will directly take them inside the console. They can click here and get the credential that they can use to configure the lab environment. So this already has AWS CLI configured. They can provide this credential and their AWS account is now ready. To test it, you can see you can run AWS STS get caller identity and you can see this account has been already created and configured. This is how students can go, and this is the AWS account which has been mapped to this environment. Now students can go and create some Terraform project. For example, let's go to this folder here and let's create this file main.tf. As you can see here, I can go and create the file and I can save this. So I can save this file as well as I can create another file that I can use within the lab. So I can do it index.html and you can see whatever file you're keeping has come here. Then once students have created the files, they can write Terraform init and this will initialize the environment, and then they can write Terraform apply auto, and you can see this code will execute and it will create the services that was intended. Now you can see it already shows that 2 resources were created. You can go here in S3 bucket and see that this was created. Yeah, so this was just created right now. You can see here that this was created. The best part is, as an instructor also, you can go to the account of see a student has created that lab environment or not. So for example, in this case, I am logging in this student's account and I can see that a student has really created this bucket. So this was a very simple demonstration of how Terraform Lab can be used to provide your own lab manual, code, project, and commands, or we can also provide you the lab manual, code, and project which students can reuse directly. You can also use it for learning the whole Terraform workflow, creating the infrastructure, building and destroying the infrastructure, and also you can go inside the lab environment, see and help the student with this process. So this was a demonstration about the infrastructure lab using Terraform. We have database lab, artificial intelligence lab, and coding lab, and other cloud labs as well. If you like this lab, or if you are interested in any other lab, just reach out to us on this email or WhatsApp number and we will help you. Thank you so much.